Shalom. Call Halor Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakak Radash. Shalom and salutations and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, where I continue to learn this 100% truth. Shalom to the elder bishops out of Connecticut, who are also continue to learn this 100% truth from. Yahbashim Yahweh Shai Barakatham to you all, the water for your sacrifices. Shalom also to the elders and the prophets, the teachers and evangelists of Great Millstone, who are also continue to learn this 100% beautiful truth from. So like Yahweh Yahweh Shai Barakatham to them as well. And last but not least, Shalom to the speckled bird, the confused face, the Akim and Aqua, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. And the Spirit still has me on talking about, the Gentiles, the heathens, the Israelites, the Gentiles. I'm not trying to confuse you. Just talk a little bit about heathen nations, which is synonymous with Israel. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to BS you. We're going to go straight into it and get some scriptures. We're going to deal on that note. Where I want to start at here. Let's start at we're gonna do I'm gonna show you too, Abarak that the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament are all connected in the process of doing this. So let's get it. Let's go to Galatians first. Let's go to the New Testament, Salakia, and go to the Blue Letter Bible and do it. Galatians 3:8, right? And it reads, in the scripture foreseeing that the Most High would justify the heathen through faith preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee all shall be nations, in thee saying, all nations shall be blessed. Now, what does that mean? What's more, Salakia, NLT 3:8, Galatians 3:8. What's more, the scriptures look forward to this time when the Most High would declare the Gentiles to be righteous because of their faith. Now, who can only have the faith? I know it's hard for you to believe, but only Israel. The Lord is only dealing with Israel. And I got inspiration. I was listening to Elder Apostle Gabar today when he did this video the other day about the understanding that the world was made for Israel and none else. And he was going into 2nd Esdras chapter 6. So Galatians again, NLT 3:8. What's more, the scriptures look forward to this when the Most High would declare the Gentiles to be righteous because of their faith. The Most High proclaimed this good news to Abraham long ago when he said, all nations will be blessed through you. Now that's something that throws off the wacky-tacky Christian and all of these other denominations under Christianity, including Islam, because they don't understand and the scriptures are not explained to them properly. Let's get another scripture. This is Romans. And I'm in the New Testament, but I'm going to go to the Old Testament. Romans 9:25. I'm going to the Old Testament. And it reads in the NLT, concerning the Gentiles, the Most High says in the prophecy of Hosea, I'm going to get that, those who were not my people, I will now call my people, and I will love those whom I did not love before. Now, who are those people? Those people are the Israelites. Those people, lo amim, meaning not my people, Those people are the Israelites. This is Hosea. Let's get a precept. Hosea. Gotta find Hosea first, right? Hosea 1:10, and it reads, I'll read it in the KJV. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, which is Babylon, America, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. And who are the sons and the children of the living power? Israel. Again, yet the number of the children of Israel. And why is it that these children cannot be measured or numbered? It's because Israel is scattered all over the world. Israel is scattered all over the place. That's why. Let's go back to the New Testament. And we're gonna give you some information. Now it's up to you if you're gonna retain it or understand it or not. But this is something that's always been a arguing point to my understanding. And the water Yahweh Shai for opening my eyes and ears to understand and see, because I see everyday people when these types of arguing points come across them, and they become confused, even when the scriptures are read out the right way and understood the right way about who and who are not the Gentiles. And when does Gentile mean non-Israelite? And when does it mean Hellenized Israelites? They don't understand this because a lot of them don't care to know history. And it just shows you how ignorant and foolish majority of the people are on the earth. You know what I mean? I've heard the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan say a long time ago, and I mean, I understood it, but it was just the way he said it. He was like, he was being interviewed. That's why it stuck out to me, because he's being interviewed, and he said, "Yeah, there's more stupid people than smart people in the world," and that always stood out to me. You know what I mean? It always made sense to me that there are more dumb people than smart people. 1 Corinthians 12:2. I read it in the NLT. And it reads, you know that when you were still pagans, you were led astray and swept along in worshiping speechless idols. Now, what does that led astray mean? What does astray? Let's get that. Well, let me see something. Let's see what astray means. Let's go. I'll get it here. Let me see. Define astray.
Astray.
Away from the correct path or direction. Weren't the Israelites on the correct path when they were brought out of Egypt? Right? They were heading in the right direction. So they were led astray. And why were they led astray? Because they went into different nations of heathens and became like them. They thought like them, act like them, ate like them, celebrated things that they celebrated, and they forsaken and they forgot about Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Now let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Second Maccabees 6:9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. So we were threatened if we did not join in the ways of, in that time, the Greeks. We were threatened with our lives, our children's lives, our women's lives, our elderly lives, if we did not conform and follow the ways of Greek culture, Greek custom. Again, 2 Maccabees 6:9. And whosoever would not conform themselves to the manners of Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. So if you did not conform yourself, and they would probably do something like this. What is it, in the is it before the 30s, 1930s? What they did was, please correct me on the time frame if I'm wrong, but what they did with the Native American Indian was they separated the children from the adults. They separated the children from the elders, and they taught the children the custom ways of being Christian and thinking and acting in Christianity like these wacky-tacky Christians do. And this is how they forgot their heritage. This is what this devil does, man. Nothing's doing to the sun. He was doing that. They was doing that back in the day. Let's go get another scripture. Because you have to understand that in order for these heathen nations to conquer over us and to rule over us, they understood that they had to get us away from Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And the best and only and the right, the best way to get our people, you Native American Indians, you Latinos, and you Negroes away from your power, your Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, is for you to go off and to commit sin. It's to sin against the Most High. And this is what they did. They made sure of that. So I just gave you New Testament, Old Testament, not in order, but they are all synonymous with one another. They all complement one another. Let's go back to the New Testament. Let's see where we at. Romans 2:13, and it reads, you know what? Let's get it in the NLT. And it reads, for merely listening to the Lord doesn't make us right with the Most High. It is obeying the law that makes us right in his right. So just not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments or claiming the laws, statutes, and commandments was going to get you in the good grace of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, but it's also doing and obeying Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And our people, you see right now with the you see right now with the so-called modern Jake woman, how they don't like to obey. They don't like words like control and serve. They don't like those kind of words. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem right there. That's a big problem. Let's go to the Old Testament. So see how these scriptures work with one another? And this is why y'all can't get it, because the Spirit is not working with you. The Spirit is not on you to understand this. That's why you cannot get it. You're not going to get it if the Spirit is not on you to do it. Now, yes, we teach as we're commanded to, but there's nothing guaranteed, and we'll know everything that we need to know when Yahweh Shai comes back. This is when we're going to know who the elect are. We got an idea who the 2/3 are just because of how they act. They're showing themselves. They letting everybody know that they are the 2/3. But the world is going to see what everything is and who everybody is real soon. Isaiah 45:25. And the Lord, Yahweh, in the NLT, in Yahweh, all the generations of Israel will be justified in him they will boast. So we're all going to scream out about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're all going to tell the world. And then we're going to teach the world. And for those who choose not to listen, they will be destroyed. This is Second Ezra. See, I'm all over. I'm in the Old Testament, New Testament. Second Ezra 2:34. And it reads, "And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd." So what is this passage saying? I only just did half of it. And we should have a better understanding of when it says the heathen are who? You Israelites. And the shepherd is who? Yahweh Shai. Listen again. Listen up. Listen to it. "And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen." Why are they being called heathen? Because they live in the Hellenistic mentality. They live in that time, the Greekish mentality. They eat abominable foods. They celebrate holy, wicked, pagan days. This is what they're doing. And they don't keep the Sabbath, and they're not representing and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? So again, 2 Ezra 2:34. "And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. He shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand and shall come in the end of the world." So this is if you don't understand the scriptures, you're not going to understand that scripture, because we understand that Yahweh Shai is going to come. It's spoken throughout the whole book, but it definitely speaks about him in Revelation coming, right? And we understand that Yahweh Shai is the shepherd, because we are the sheep. He told Peter to feed my sheep if you love me, right? And what else it says? Everlasting rest. So what did he say? He told us that his yoke is not heavy, right? We're just roughly paraphrasing some scriptures. You can look for these yourself. I'm not going to pull these up. But these are the things that were spoken about. And if you don't understand the scriptures, or you don't know the scriptures, then you're not going to know about these scriptures. Or understand these scriptures ultimately. Let's go to the Old Testament. Let's get old. Let's go old. Ezekiel 20:32. I got some we're in the Thanksgiving holiday time, and so my job's giving me 2 days off. I'm excited about that. Would like to get some study and some reading in, from some time that I missed, and that'll definitely help me get better in my teaching. Is one of the things I ask Yahweh Shai for more knowledge and understanding. So I'm excited about that. Looking forward to that. Throughout Monday through Saturday, it's grind, and you make time for Yahweh Shai, while Yahweh Shai. But this time I'll have some time to just gracefully get into the scriptures and get some new studying going on, some new information if possible. Look forward to that. Ezekiel 20:32, and it reads, "And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say." Matter of Salakia, let me get it in there. I know sometimes my listeners, and we teach either or, but sometimes it's good information. It's more retainable. A lot of times when the NLT comes out, but it's still straightforward. 2030, Ezekiel 20:32, and it reads, "You say we want to be like the nations all around us, who serve idols of wood and stone, but what you have in mind will never happen." And what is that? That is being like the heathen nations. Basically, Deuteronomy 28:64. We really want to follow what they do, not realizing that this is not going to be healthy for us, and it's only going to be our demise, worshiping wood and stone. Just like the scriptures say right here, Deuteronomy 28:64. For Yahweh will, this is an NLT, for Yahweh will scatter you. Again, here we go with the scatter. This is why we can't be measured or numbered, because we're scattered. We're as the stars in the sky. Right? This is what Abraham was told and promised about his people. For Yahweh will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone. So you see, the scriptures line it up very perfectly if you understand that the Spirit is on you to preach and teach this. This is not for everybody, as has been told. And I'm very grateful. Kohalo Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahushai, that I'm able to preach and teach and understand this, what I'm preaching and teaching, because I know that I am truly blessed, the Wada Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, to even be doing a video talking to you about the Most High and His Son and His people, which we are. Let's see. I got one more scripture. We're going to go to Ezekiel 25. And go to 8. And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, because that Moab and Seir do say, Behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities which are of his frontiers, the glory in the country Beth Jesometh, Belmaon, and Kitharim, unto the men of the east with the Ammonites, and will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations. In verse 10, in the NLT, it says, And I will hand Moab over to the nomads for the eastern deserts, just as I handed over Ammon. Yes, the Ammonites will no longer be counted among the nations. So again, it's talking about you Israelites, who will be again go into, in this case, it talks about the Chinese and the Japanese. So we were scattered all around the world, and we were servitude to all nations on the earth. And this passage in Ezekiel talks about who the world calls the Chinese and the Japanese, and that we will be servitude to them. And this has also made us heathens. So many different places, man. This is why we're so confused to this day. This is why the Lord is only bringing back a remnant. He's only dealing with the remnant, the elect. Because most of our people are scattered all around the world from one end of the earth to the other. Majority of them are, their minds are rotten. They stink. They're no good to the Most High or to their own people or to Yahushai. Abarak desire edify with the lesson. I'm going to say, Kohalo Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakak Radash, Shalom. Again, in salutations and double honors to the elder apostles GMS on down, and Shalom to the elect. Abba, Shalom.